Hello, hello, hello. Hi guys, how are you doing? I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who's been so supportive over the last 24 hours. To even have a sub or even have friends like that is incredible. So thank you so much to everyone who's left such supportive messages. So appreciated and really warmed me. So I'm sending that right back at you. It kind of cheered me a little bit because I felt quite alone, to be honest. Being new-ish to YouTube and new-ish to just having people say these things who don't even know you is really odd. And also figuring out that the whole AD thing is going on, the whole thing that people scam and lie, and this whole narrative is completely new to me. So again, thank you, and big shout out as always to Helen Chaffer, Martin Dean, and you know who you are, the rest of you. I was thinking about the trolls and trolling in general. Again, a word I really don't like. Don't know why I don't like it, but I guess there's nothing more fitting for these people whose sole purpose is to come on and wreak, got the word right this time, havoc on a situation, a negative havoc. Because most people have an idea of wanting to create a positive group, whether that be in society or family or friends or in a community or even in a one-off setting like a party or something, to have a positive attitude, a positive environment anyway. And a troll's sole purpose is to go in and destroy that, to not allow that to happen. And there was a study, and it said that a quarter of Americans, I don't know about UK people, a quarter of Americans have admitted to trolling. A quarter. That's a lot, right? That's a lot for a thing that I didn't even know was going on. And when you look at the nature of trolling and you look at the people who troll, or a certain amount of people who troll, their skills are quite interesting. So they are very high in cognitive empathy, as in they know what they say will have a certain effect on someone else, another human being, or something else, or a group setting. They know that they could say something and they know that that will pierce that person's heart or have this effect on that person. It's normally the negative, so they don't tend to deal in the positive as such. Wouldn't it be great if you had positive trolls? I guess that's what's normal human beings are, right? Positive trolls. So, and then they know that whatever they say, just take a look at Oz right there, look. He's sitting there surveying the scene. They know that they're going to have a certain effect. Now, the affective empathy is that they also would be included in that effect. So they also would feel a certain way. If this certain negativity went out, they would also be included in feeling deflated, feeling hurt, that their heart will be somewhat pierced too, that they would be affected by the situation. And their levels of that are very low, apparently. So very high cognitive empathy, quite low affective empathy. And you mix that with psychopathy that they have, and what you've got is a sort of melting pot of being brilliant at affecting a situation negatively. Because their psychopathy, I keep having to say that word over and over again, is that they don't care. So, low cognitive empathy, high affective empathy, plus psychopathy equals and not caring, means that you've got a perfect recipe for someone to really affect a situation negatively. And the fact that they don't care, that there's no comeuppance, there's no consequence digitally now, because that's the way we all work, it means that these trolls, these people go on and on, affecting more and more negative change, because it doesn't come back to them, because mostly they're able to hide, right? They're able to hide, and it's not even them. They can create their own fantasy of what they are, and they can create their own fantasy of what they get back. They can run away whenever they like. They can choose to not pay attention when they like. They can choose to pop in and look and see what effect they've had on another person or a creator or a group or in a gathering, and then they can run away again. So again, if you add that, it's the perfect mix in a cauldron of negativity. So it's perfect for people who have a will, a primary desire to create chaos, to create negative mess. Because there is obviously a positive mess, which is brilliant, but a negative mess. And they do achieve that. So I guess, in a way, trolls are pretty successful in what they do, right? It works. They can do that. But what I find interesting is the fact that these people who say such abusive things online to other people don't care, know it's going to have a certain effect, and know that it doesn't affect them in any way, then go on off YouTube to get on with their everyday life. That's what I find so interesting. They have daughters, fathers, mothers, dogs, families. They might play tennis, they dance, they love cheese, or they, have all these things. They're a rounded human being, probably. I'm sure there are those that aren't. But they're just normal human beings, They cry and poop like the rest of us. And so it's so interesting as to why, rather than putting yourself out there and actually taking a step towards some kind of positive change, why would one hide and do everything they can to create a negative change? And what is it about that person that gives them satisfaction and happiness from that? And so someone who tells a creator how bad they are, how weak they are, how pathetic they are, how awful they look, then goes away and lives a normal life and doesn't feel that? Do they feel better about themselves? Do they then walk away and say, yeah, I'm really successful, I'm really gorgeous, and yeah, I've got everything going on in my life because I've just completely affected that person in that way and I knew I would have? Or do people just not care? Do trolls just not care? Or do trolls walk around with a little bit of shame? With a little bit of shame, walking around going, oh yeah, I'm living my life, but yesterday I told someone they looked like a dead lizard hiding behind a door that they found years ago. I don't feel too good about that. Does that happen? Or what kind of people are those? I guess there are those who don't care at all and just get on with their day. And then we sit here and we wonder, oh my God, how could Chris Watts be so normal and then do this? And by no means am I putting them even on the same scale of diabolical. Chris Watts, diabolical, what he has done. This, not so diabolical, right? But we are dealing with a community saying, how does this happen? And then you start to see the seedlings of how this happens, in that human beings are beyond anything that we can understand. They have strains beyond anything that we normally see. We think we know a human being, and we are just far beyond the reaches, probably, of other people to be able to understand. And just a tiny, tiny part of that is people who hide behind different names, different faces, pretend to be different people, and then spit spite out of others. And a tiny, tiny part, that's a little seed that then grows into a flower, that then grows into a human being that they are. So it interests me that we feel like we don't understand how a person like Chris Watts can be completely normal, but then have this other side. Perhaps, in my opinion, then have this other side. How? Why? How? Why? But we need to look at the tiniest parts of that. And it's probably closer to home than you think, right? And then we look, especially on YouTube behavior, you can see duality everywhere. That's basically the nature of social media, right? Duality. So discussing about trolls and and behavior is fascinating to me, because it gives me an insight, perhaps, into realms of human capacity that I don't know about. And we can only learn from that, right? And the more we learn, the more we can hopefully not let that happen again, not let another family suffer in that way. As always, deep respect to the Rusek family, everyone who is supporting a more positive change in YouTube, and I hope everyone has a great day. Leave me your comments below. Let me know if you also have kind of delved into the cul-de-sac that is behavior on YouTube. Have a great day, guys. Let me know. Bye bye.